The Holy Roman Empire dominates Europe, its borders constantly encroaching upon its neighbors and moving outwards. With such a crisis on his own border, the aging King Liscandro has concocted a plan to rid Europe of this menace. One of his daughters married matrilineal to a Bavarian prince with no title of his own. But after several years, it came to the king's attention. He did have grand claims indeed. Veld of Bavaria's bloodline gave him a powerful claim over not just Bavaria, but the whole of the Holy Roman Empire. King Liscandro has always refused to grow content, is preparing to launch a war of his allies in Castile and England to invade the HRE and install his son-in-law. If he is successful, he has made Veld agree to give up his lands outside Austria, the lowlands, Germany, and Denmark, cutting the HRE almost in half. This is no easy task, as the armies of the Emperor are vast and well equipped. Will Liscandro find defeat once more on the battlefields of France and Germany, or succeed in ridding the world of its greatest threat since the Mongol devils? This is the 15th episode of a mega campaign on the last portion of CK3 that will go through EU4, Victoria 3, Hearts of Iron, and Stellaris. Leave a like and sub if you enjoy. I also stream all sessions Sunday mornings at 10 p.m. EST on Twitch. Let's get going. For some fucking reason, King Liscandro's strong arm is still alive. He's 65. He's by far been my favorite character. He's been the most interesting. Not a good man, obviously, but an interesting one, most certainly. Olympia's husband, Velf von Boulogne, has a claim on the whole Holy Roman Empire. He has a claim on the whole thing. Is a matrilineal marriage, meaning his children will carry the name Torres. What will have happened, basically, over the last couple weeks after our successful wars? King Liscandro is old, 65, but he's the type of man who, despite all his laurels, his glory, his wealth, his prestige, he wants to have one last great conflict. In exchange for the armies of King Liscandro and his allies to put him on the throne of the Holy Roman Empire, he asks for several things. One is that, obviously, the northern region of Corsica, owned by the Holy Roman Empire, be given to our family and our holdings. Two, the HRE is to release all holdings outside of Germania, Austria, and Denmark. Yeah, so we could call England, Bavaria, Brabant, and Norfolk. We'll need one more big ally, I think, to fight this war. Do we have any unmarried children? We do not. We have our granddaughter, who is our heir. We could find her a match. We could get an alliance with Brittany, which would be a good idea, further offsetting our rivals in France as well. Prince Eocelian of Brittany. We could get him a matrilineal marriage with our granddaughter, who will be the next queen of Sardinia. He has a vast army. He would offset the French and is needed if we want to install our son-in-law on the throne of the Holy Roman Empire. So we will go ahead and do this. While we are going to start this war, I am going to begin a plot to murder the Kaiser. We're not the type to go about this the honorable way, and we certainly will not, though it appears he is very popular, so I don't think we'll be able to find many people to go against him here. And it's the end of the reign of King Liscandro, the strong arm. In his old years, victory, honor, prestige, a zealous man. He has seen much victory and defeat in his life, and now, in his old years, as he comes close to death, he seeks one last great war, one last great conflict for our house and for the future of our family, to install our son-in-law, that of our daughter, who will bear the name of our house upon the greatest throne in the world, the Holy Roman Empire itself. Kaiser Wenzel is a loved man, a great man even, one of the most learned men in the world. But will his intelligence and will his power and love of his people save him from the armies of many in Europe who fear the power of the empire? This war will define the future of our house. A defeat here could spell the empire going all across Europe, but if we were to install our own line and break it up, we could see a future that our house will be dominant in. This is probably going to be one of the most important wars in the mega campaign. Let's fucking do it. Call every single ally we can. All of our dynasty members. Our army, it is great, but their army is massive. So this will be a tough war. I think our best bet is going to be to lay siege in France, and then from there move our forces up and take the lowlands. We'll begin in Provence, a wealthy trading city and a place by which to get supply routes to our armies when we forge north. The French have armies over there. Castilla can do that. He has 10,000 men at his disposal. Oh shit, Idris died. Our friend and distant relative, the lunatic king of Castile is dead. His son rules now. Our wife is continuing to sleep with someone else. We're very aware of that already. My wife, Queen Etienne, is once again absent from our chambers as night falls. She's been distant lately. We're gonna investigate it. My misgivings were not unfounded. I found evidence of Etienne's infidelity. She has sullied herself of a lowly commoner, a man of no importance. As far as I can tell, it only happened once. No, it didn't. It is a cold comfort in the face of her betrayal. We'll tell the whole world of her crime, and we'll have her imprisoned. We'll have to ask for a divorce as well. Let's see if we can get one from the Pope. He will give us one. We're gonna divorce our wife for her infidelity after we finally confirmed it. Our heir and granddaughters come of age. She's a flamboyant trickster. Really not that competent, is she? Gregarious, calm, and humble. Dyscalculic, but she is very intelligent, so that's something. We're being blackmailed. My grits has come to this. I know that you are Queen Petrona's real killer. He asked us to murder his wife. That's how we befriended King Idris. Originally, we don't give a shit. Everyone knows we're a murderer. We're well known to have killed the King of France. What's another royal figure? All right, when we finish these sieges, we're gonna go ahead and range south across southern France. And from there, we're gonna attempt to defeat these major armies. It would go a long way here. And the murder plot against the Kaiser's been discovered. He has only one son. Perhaps if he did not have an heir at all, many would not be as loyal. We will attempt to kill his son if we cannot kill him. The siege of Provence is almost over. We've taken Montpellier in southern France. We're gonna meet up our armies, finish the siege of Beliers, and then we are gonna face those armies. We do have the advantage right now, as it is our allies in England taking the brunt of the Kaiser's armies. We'll split their army. If it comes to reinforce, we'll cut it off. There's one. Let's see if we can cut them off as they range north here. Here we go. We're gonna get a large battle here. Let's bring up our reinforcements. We have to be careful not to lose any of these. Ooh, this will be close. Capriana de Torres is back from several months, training to be a novice physician. Wonderful. She actually did get a little bit of training. That's good. So that's the Pope for gold. Apparently, he wants to support our war against the Kaiser. Not the only one fearing such a dangerous empire. Carl is inspecting a ship anchored in one of the harbors of Maastricht later this week. It would be easy to have my agents drench the rowboat with the ferryman flywheel liquid. That's how we killed the French king as well. 95% chance, let's do it. And we succeeded. The only living child and heir of the Kaiser is the Kaiser Wenzel the Smelly. Man has 50 learning, probably the most educated man in the world, and that's what he's going to be remembered by. He has no living heirs, no heirs at all. At 74, he will not have another child. I'm sure there will be many who are going to be reconsidering their loyalties given that. That's a big fucking fort in Carcassonne, isn't it? Goddamn. Our armies are entrenched in the south of France, but we are making good time. King or peasant, high or low, it does not matter. In the end, we are all mortals. I was reminded of this as I woke up coughing in the early morning hours, a dull ache pounding my head. You seem to be under the weather, my lord. We're sick, but we're at that age. I mean, sickness can quickly overtake us if we're not careful. And we are leading our men on campaign right now. We are attritioning so hard here. But we have to take that castle. His supporters are quickly disappearing. If we succeed in the south of France, we may end this war very quickly. I have to imagine that the Kaiser would also not be too exuberant and enthusiastic about this war. His son is dead. He probably knows that we murdered him, or suspects it. He has no heir. He is an old man. I think King Liscandro would at this point write him a letter offering him terms, peaceful retirement, and a small holding in Germania if he was to give up at this point. We wouldn't be too harsh of our claims. We have no hatred for the man. Okay, good. We're no longer sick. We're not gonna die. Quite yet. He's ready to give terms. King Liscandro, having sieged out much of southern France and successfully murdered the last living child of the Kaiser, penned a letter sealed with the royal seal of our family and given quick speed by boat to England, where we know the Kaiser's armies were. King Liscandro offered Kaiser good terms, telling him his family would be honored, his recently born daughter spared, and his own life given respite. As our sieges finished in the south of France, a reply was given. With the royal seal of the Holy Roman Empire, Kaiser Wenzel I of his name, sought peace and offered terms of absolute surrender, given we honor our promises. And as such, we will succeed in installing our son-in-law upon the throne of the Holy Roman Empire. God damn, we actually succeeded. His heir is one of the Salian family. Our daughter needs to have another child. She needs to have a son. We'll ransom the Count of Carcassonne. He had a very strong castle, but we did break it. We lost a lot of soldiers at his gates, though. We've done a lot in our life. King Liscandro is a very ambitious man, but, I mean, there's not much left to really do. I mean, he's old. He's 69 years old. He could live a couple more decades, but his health is beginning to ail. He has no wife, as our old one is currently in our dungeons, where she will probably die. In our life, we have conquered much. We've taken Barcelona from our rivals. We've murdered the King of France. We've taken territory in Africa, and we've installed our line upon the throne of the Holy Roman Empire. Let's go ahead and try and commission one last crown. We don't have a very good one, and we will get squire traditions, giving us monthly martial lifestyle experience, less likely to be wounded in battle, and a higher chance of gaining prowess as knights. All right, let's find her a place in our court. She's got a intrigue focus. I think we're gonna make her our spy master. We can trust her. Where's our daughter? There she is. Cipriana de Torres will become our spy master. Yeah, the papacy did take land in North Africa. Libya is owned by Pope Sergius V. He did do a war for it. Wow. There's only one area that we own that isn't Catholic right now, which is Valencia, so we will work on converting that. A heathen proposing an alliance? This must be a madman or some heathen jest we don't understand. To the impressive King Liscandro of Sardinia. Despite our lack of bonds by blood, I believe we both stand to gain from an alliance. No. Where the fuck are you from? North African chic of some minor dispute. So much goddamn wealth. We'll upgrade our leisure palaces to max in Granada. Granada would just be incredibly beautiful. I mean, we pumped so much money into it just in our own reign alone. Oh, he made a really mediocre crown. A face from long ago. I settle into my bed, as snug and comfortable as a babe betwixt its mother's breasts. But right as my heavy eyes are at last closed and for some rest, I shoot up in bed as I see a figure sit down beside me. To my horror, there's none other than my deceased friend King Idris of Castalla. He callously cackles at me as I shriek in horror. Come now, Liscandro, is that any way to greet an old friend? I come to you with a warning. The lack of basic care and compassion for the suffering of others leaves your judgment weightless, but your heart is heavy as a brick from each foul deed you commit. You must repent for what you've done. I learned the hard way that every sin we commit incurs a debt to God, my friend, and he is not forgiving of his debtors. This man was a lunatic and we did some bad shit together. Oh boy. Our old friend who's dead is visiting us from hell, telling us we need to repent for our many horrible deeds. King Liscandro of Sardinia, Corsica, rests in the arms of the Lord. At 70 years of age, he drank himself to death. A zealous man, he fought for the glory of God against the heathens in one of the greatest holy wars of memory. Queen Cipriana ascends to the throne. Well spoken and outgoing, many expect Cipriana to have no problem charming the court to her side. Goddamn, 70 years old. By far my favorite character. I mean, this man, he was a tyrant. He was evil, he was arrogant, he was sadistic, he was ambitious to the point of sociopathic. He put anyone he needed to in harm's way to get what he wanted. A horrible man, but he brought us to a height of power our family could only have dreamed of generations ago. We expanded much in the Mediterranean. We fought the heathens on many accounts. We installed one of our line upon the throne of Bulgaria, and in the end, we installed potentially one of our line on the throne of the Holy Roman Empire. He'll probably go down as the greatest leader of our dynasty, the great tyrant king of House Torres. And with that, we have our first queen, Queen Cipriana of Sardinia. She was never meant to inherit. The firstborn son of our father, the late King Liscandro, was murdered, most likely by our rivals in France while crusading. We were, again, never meant to inherit. Our father was, of course, the firstborn heir, Prince Balthazar, a great man, but died young. We never knew him, nor our mother when we grew up very much. We were raised primarily by our grandfather, the king, who sought, in many ways, to give us a better upraising, moral values of a good Christian. But in the end, despite getting many of those good values, We're not the most confident. We're smart enough to know we lack many abilities that we will need to rule. We've inherited a vast kingdom, one that spreads across many areas not connected by land. We'll need to probably follow in our father's footsteps and find some manner by which to rule. And that's most likely going to be intrigue, because that's what we've been brought up with. We are gregarious, calm, and humble. A flamboyant trickster, a novice physician, dyscalculic. We cannot do numbers to save our life, but we're very intelligent. We have a sharp mind, and we're young, only 20 years of age. We will, of course, take an intrigue focus. We're actually very well liked. Our court grandeur is very high. Our court is incredibly prestigious. So we'll need to do some political appointments. We'll become coronated. We haven't done that in quite a while. And we're asked for the Pope. The Pope has responded to my request and has requested giving them one of my family members as a hostage. The letter used flowery wording like this simply being an opportunity for them to enjoy his hospitality and learn of their land. But it is clear that this is little more than the giving of a prisoner. We'll go for an expensive coronation. We obviously, as a queen, need to install a lot of legitimacy. Attraction would be very good. We can use that to keep our vassals loyal. We'll hire a physician or use Bortoldo. Started as an ordinary feast, became an exceptional one thanks to the presence of Kiradori Sudaru. We spoke all evening about all manner of subjects, and as things would have it, we seem to have a lot in common. I had such a good time with it. We're gonna do a lot of feasts. We'll attend really like any feast we'd want to. We're definitely gonna become a drunk, let's be honest. It'll happen probably a bit later. The Pope says the words, and so do I. And a sudden solemnity falls upon my gathered court. It feels so trivial in the moment as they approach and lay the crown upon my head, as if some words will truly make me queen. But still, I cannot deny the sudden rush it hits me as I rise before my people. I entered a woman, and now I leave a queen. Beautiful. We were crowned by the Pope, which gives us a lot of legitimacy. Though I doubted at first, I have become convinced through gossip court that King Guy wants my head. Ah, he definitely killed our father as well, by the way. Like, we know it was the French who probably killed our father, so he's seeking to continue down the line with us. All of the Torres has gained to him, but their association to me and this hatred has seeped from the head down throughout his entire false family. But there's no way we can overlook what he did to our father and our dynasty. To be fair, our grandfather killed his father, and he killed our own. He's our nemesis. Oh, guilt and shame have been plaguing me as of late. She's only like 22 and she's already, no, 20, and she suffered from a mental breakdown. All of my sins, my flaws, my failings, these dark thoughts distract me from responsibilities. We can become a fraudulent, we can become a drunk, or we can resist the impulses. Given we have hereditary alcoholism, we're gonna go for drinking. I thought it would take a while longer, but no. We became an alcoholic at 20. As I feel all tension leave my body, I realize it's not the warm water loosening my muscles. I'm genuinely having fun. Or befriending one of our vassals, apparently bathing with him. We got a friend, I guess. It's a little weird, but I'm just getting images from like the fucking English court and Vikings. You remember like that, like the bathhouse that the king used all the time? It was really weird. That's the image I'm getting in our head of our queen right now. Just bringing everyone to her Roman bathhouse. We're gonna begin a plot to murder King Guy. He's doing it to us, so it's only fair we do it back. Our court is currently ranked 3rd in the world. Oh, we're still behind France. That's unacceptable. Our heir is the Princess of Sardinia, whose children are not of her name. We can't let her. Oh man, we need an heir. This is bad, actually. We're in a really sketchy position here, to be honest. If we get more bathing scenes, I just want everyone who's seen the show to just imagine Queen Cipriana basically being like King Egbert from Vikings and just fucking plotting in her Roman bathhouse. We don't have the money for a big wedding, but we kind of need to. We still need more legitimacy. We are the first female ruler, so. King John of Brittany is a dear friend of mine, and I fear our wedding night would not be complete without him. Our husband wants to invite his father. Of course he can bring his father. These flowers are dreadful. That's what you call food. By God, this court is run by idiots. My soon-to-be father-in-law, King John of Brittany, has been haranguing my servants all morning, disagreeing with them. Oh God, that's why he asked for permission. He knows his father is a fucking cunt. An adulterer, a journaler, improvident. He's a very famous scholar, very learned, but he's fickle. Very fickle man. The extravagance has somehow offended our husbands. That backfired. His family was impressed, our own court was impressed, but he didn't like the extravagance. What started as an ordinary wedding became an exceptional one thanks to the presence of King Ilcelian. We spoke all evening about all manner of subjects, and as it would have it, we have a lot in common. Didn't expect that. I had such a good time with him. Ah, King Guy has found out that we are attempting to murder him. In the middle of our feast, when we're getting married, we just had a courtier come in and tell us that the King of France knows we tried to murder him, so brought down the occasion a little bit. Well, if at first you don't succeed, try again. We're gonna murder his wife. Again, we're not sadistic, we're not arrogant, we're not evil, but he killed our fucking father, and we know he did, so we're gonna try and kill his wife if we can't kill him. They're all fucking French. They're all part of House Torres. They all deserve nothing more than death. The door to our bedroom and blah, blah, blah. We finally still question about our future seem to settle silently in the room. At last, Ulysses looks up at me with a satisfied smile. What do you say, Cipriana? Shall we make this a habit? Oh, we actually became lovers. I thought this was gonna be a really toxic marriage, but damn, we're actually gonna have potentially a good marriage. Are we gonna get an actually stable, good ruler?